It's a Bulgarian brand,
Yeah.
yeah. Only I bought some this for all the family in France.
Yeah. I made this for myself. Then I understood that there are brands that do this,
Yeah.
but I ordered this in a shop that you can order this like custom made.
Okay. They do sweatshirt, etc.
Yes, and I do the switcher. I also have a switcher like hoodie, and I have also like the shirts. And
You should sell them. It's a
I'm
business.
thinking about doing brand of this. Like I really like it, not to make money, but I like to make a community out of it. Like the new Bulgarians, like the modern Bulgarian people, still rooted in our history, but like the Bulgarians that want to have like clean streets without buds, like
Why that?
it's so good like that, right? Like,
Exactly.
there's some strange people.
Can you just say something?
Something. This work?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
It's
Are
just
we on?
to
Yes, we are on.
it's just to register the sound, or it's going outside here.
No, it's registering to the laptop, and we're doing this also live right now. It's streaming through YouTube, because there are a few people in America and Germany watching this. So they're like,
So like 20,000 people watching.
I think more like 20 without 1,000, but still like
It's a good number.
we have a good fan base,
I can see.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
About 2 minutes? Huh? We start? Okay. Okay, everybody. Hello. Listen to me. Hey. He's the most important person, and then I'm today. Okay. So we know who is it. Yeah. So thank you so much for coming today. It's a great pleasure of mine to invite a great friend of mine here who's been like a real mentor to me throughout the years. There are very few people that I really can recognize as this. And he's done also some great things. We'll tell you about it. Just before we start, I just want to say a few words in advance. We've been doing different topics, right? It's been mostly finance. It's been a lot of psychology, probably not so much as finance, a little bit of spiritual stuff. I think last meeting was a lot of spiritual stuff. But now we're going back to the roots, like the core thing, which is financial freedom. This is why actually this club was created. And I think I've never had a guest here in front of you that could represent this better than Xavier. Of course, this is a choice because I talked to him and he said, for now, he might also not be financially free, but this is, again, a choice he has, right? But with all the things that he has achieved, he's very, very, very humble, which is, for me, being spiritual, actually very, very simple thing. Being humble, creating, and being able to change and to create. That's it. I mean, spiritual is not that complex, right? And just purely organizational. Today, we're going to talk with Xavier for about an hour, probably a bit more. I think it will be more because there's so much to say. And then they will have a Q&A session, so you can ask questions, right? Please keep it short, concise, something interesting. And then we have a table at Burrata restaurant, which I hope they still keep, and we can take the reservation and probably like 9:30. But if we don't, I'll kindly ask somebody to do another reservation somewhere. So this is what we usually do. Like we go to a restaurant afterwards and we can chat and do some stuff, right? Because this is where like good people meet other good people. This is part of the club, like the networking. We have two people who actually came from advertisement here in this office building. Nikifor and yeah. Thank you so much for coming. It's great. Like they really saw the advertisement, like the topic, and they said this is great. And when I talked to them, they said like everybody should be interested in this topic. And I said, yeah, but unfortunately, the reality looks a bit different. So. And afterwards, like we talk at the tables, right? We discuss different topics. But the thing is, people here are vetted. Like there's the similar mindset. Structurally, like as agenda from now on, we have now it's June, then we have July, August, then we do a break, and then we start again in September. Through these months, I will try to make an agenda for the next 12 months, so you will know when the meetings are, what the topics are, hopefully also which guests we have. I would like also to do a few other things, not only guests, because this is good added value for all the members of the club, but there are some other initiatives I would for sure, like Ruben, he's the director of production every time. Thank you so much. There's Nadia, who is helping also a lot. There's Polly, who is our sales director as usual. Like she gives so much, but like everybody who has participated in meetings and have given their share, thank you so much for this. Some of you also like said that they would love to help, like Bobby would like to help with speakers, we also discussed, but like it will be great if members of the club that get added value could a little bit do also for the members of the club. So I really encourage you, if you have ideas, I'll share also some in the group, but there's so much we want to do, like a platform, we have it, like we just need to work on it, potentially a podcast if you think it's worth it. There's some seminars, like workshops, like on specific topics, like for instance, finance, like Vlado has been investing, like, I don't know, for 100 years. I know you're quite old, but like, you know, everybody now knows it too. But like, many people are just starting on the regulated markets, right? And if we do a seminar for, I don't know, 1 or 2 hours or 2 times 1 hour, this will be a great help. And you have a vetted specialist here. Okay, he's not a financial advisor, so this is not a financial advice, end quote. But like, it will help you at least. Like, I see many people have trouble just registering to interactive brokers, for instance. This is no advertisement for interactive brokers, but it's one of the best, right? Or people that are doing like spiritual stuff. I didn't know what spiritual stuff was like 3 years ago. Now I know a lot, but still there are many people that know more than I do. And I think this will be great if you could help other members of the club just go this path that you've already walked. Okay, this is a start. Thank you so much. And now I give the word to Xavier. Probably you say a few words about yourself and why did I do such a great introduction of yourself?
Yeah, I'm very impressed. Thank you all for coming. And there's a big competition with the cocktail on the other side, so I hope it will be interesting. A few words about me. Where do I start? The day I met you, about 20 years ago, maybe.
That's a great day, I think.
Which year did we meet?
I think we met 2009 or 10, something like that. So like 16, 17 years ago, almost 20. Yeah.
You were young.
I were young. I'm still young. Come on.
Okay, let's give you an idea of myself. So I'm a French citizen. I've been connected to Bulgaria for many, many years. I first came here in 1991, so maybe a few of you were not born yet. I came on the 11th of November 1991. I remember I stayed in the Rila Hotel. It was...
it's still there?
It's still there. It was strange times. It was very cold. You could see nothing. But I kind of enjoyed the place, not the hotel. But I came here because I was doing my French military obligations. In France, we had a compulsory military service until year 2000. And you can apply to a special program to work for the French government abroad. So I applied to this and they sent me to Bulgaria. Okay, fine, I don't know where it is, but I'll go. And I took my Bulgarian language book and in the French FNAC, and I started to read and try to understand what it is all about. So I spent about 2 years working in the French embassy. I'm qualified as an IT engineer, so I was sent to manage all the IT networks. But at this time, there were like 3 computers, 2 printers, and 1 telex. No fax, I think. So I was not too busy. So I told the guy, well, can I do something to help? I said, okay, maybe you can help us because we have a small team looking at the commercial operations. And you start to learn the language. Maybe you can translate things, you can prepare things, you can come with us with meetings. And I spent 2 years very interesting, meeting lots of people and helping French company to step up in Bulgaria. And that's made me think, well, what I'm going to do back in France and as a software engineer, go back and write software. At this time, it was not like today. You have a lot of work to do. So I thought that's not for me, so I'm going to stay in Bulgaria. And I was looking for a job. So at 2004, I think, that there were very few foreign companies there. I applied, nobody wanted me because I had no experience. And one day I found a guy working for Coopers & Lybrand, the ancestor of PricewaterhouseCoopers. And they were French people. They were opening the office in Bulgaria. They bought a small firm. And they said, well, why don't you come to work for us? There were 5 people. I said, well, why not? They sent me to France for training. And I started to become a financial auditor. And I spent 4 years here with Coopers & Lybrand. Then it merged with Pricewaterhouse, and I decided to leave the business at this stage. But we grew an office from 5 people to 80 people. We did a lot of jobs around the privatization of many things, so it was very interesting. Then I moved to London. I worked for about a year for an American company that had attracted me to work for them in the internal audit department, focusing on Eastern Europe. It was not really interesting. So after 1 month, I decided to find a new job. It took me some time, and I worked for Ernst & Young in London then for a few years. And then I went to INSEAD. I did my MBA there. I was very lucky because my wife, who was working with me before and after in London as well, she was accepted at the same time in INSEAD, so we did the MBA at the same time. After that, we stayed in Paris for a couple of years, working for big companies. And one day I told my wife, well, you know, we should go back to Bulgaria because there are lots of opportunities in the country. And she's Bulgarian. He said, but are you crazy? All the Bulgarian lady want to get out of the country and never come back. I said, no, come on, let's try. So we came back here, and I started the first company in archive management, you know, all this paperwork, etc. Very boring stuff. One of my friends did it in Czech Republic, so I decided to do that, and it started to work well. So we rented warehouse, etc., built systems for that with a friend of mine. And I started to become, you know, very entrepreneurs. So 2 years later, we started this time with my wife and other friends, a contact center operation, call center operation. And it was the beginning of the internet, kind of 2004, when it was working pretty well in Sofia. And we decided that there was lots of people speaking foreign languages in Bulgaria that had no job. And there were a lot of people outside of Bulgaria that needed foreign language services. So we built the system. And we found our first customer in Germany, in Austria, actually. We were doing telemarketing. We had a very funny story because we were selling underwear on the phone, so it's not easy. But in Germany, it works. So our business was profitable from day one because that was good. And we built the company up to 5,000 employees. It was called CoPoint, and we sold it to TELUS, a Canadian company. We opened office beyond Sofia, in Plovdiv, in Bucharest, in Craiova. And in 2012, we saw lots of people coming and they wanted to buy the business. So I said, well, looks maybe it's the right time to sell the business. We had about 800 people at this time. And I'm French, my partners were Bulgarian, and we had multinational customers. We were supporting 30 languages, many companies around the world. And
you're working for Europcar, right?
Europcar was the main one at this time. But we had a Canadian company coming to buy us. We had an American and a French company. So we look at them. The offers were kind of the same. But with the Canadian, they're like, they a bit like do business like American, but they sensitive like the French. So maybe that will pass. The French, no way to do business with French. Apart from me, nobody was French and spoke French in the business, so that doesn't work. And the American, they're very too direct. Yeah? So we chose the Canadian, and it was a wonderful choice because the way they structured the transaction, we sold the controlling stake of the business for very little cash. But then we had an earn-out of 3 to 5 years. It took us actually 4 years to reach. They were committing to bring some business to us, and in exchange, we negotiated the exit price in advance. And it was very good because it was good for them because they basically bought a business that grew like 5 times in 4 years for a very reasonable price. And it was good for us because we had more money than we expected, actually. And then we decided what to do. That's what the story starts. What to do was, I read your question. So one of the thing is, okay, so you have this money here, you can decide, put it in a bank account, and first you say you don't want to lose
you
it.
get to be financially free if you want to at this moment,
you
right?
could be financially free, yeah, but you're scared about being financially free, I think.
You were scared?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I had many stories of friends, they did the exit, etc., and then they started again a new business and they lost all their money. And then they were not free. They had to find a job. So I don't want to do that. So I had to be careful on, what you do. And so, the CFO is not here, but it's my wife. So she look at that and
the big boss.
The big boss.
But you could put it in S&P, for instance, and you can live the rest of your life just out of the appreciation.
Maybe, yeah, we could have done that. But I think, I'm a workaholic, so I need to work all the time. So if I don't work, I don't feel good. And we had some young kids at home, 3 kids. So, they see you sleeping all day long and doing nothing. You tell me to go to work and to school, and what about yourself? So for me, it was a big drive about, finding something as a new product. So to come back to your point, I mean, being financially independent at this time, for me, free was, I can do what I want. So I don't need to go and wake up at
certain
7,
time,
go to the office, spend the day, talk with Americans all day long, come back to the thing. I decide what I do now. That was very important.
Okay, is it still like that?
Yeah, still like that.
Still like that?
Still like that. Of course, of course. So what I did is I made some investment on things that were important for me. I started to invest in many startups, like many people. Some succeeded, some not.
How many startups? In how many startups did you invest?
Maybe 15.
15?
Yeah.
Okay.
But small tickets. And just to learn things and helping people when I can. I think investing in a startup is a lot about investing in the people.
Yeah. No, this is the main thing you get. Like, you invest in the team. Are they able to execute? This is the only thing that matters, actually.
And when you like the people, you invest.
So you're emotional.
Yeah, of course.
Did you invest on the regulated markets or crypto or some real estate? Because in Bulgaria, it's very
what do you mean by regulated market?
Like S&P, Nvidia, like Nasdaq.
Sure,
I don't know.
Sure. Yeah, I do a little bit of equity stuff. Some real estate. So we invested in a building in the center of Sofia. We made it like this place, a co-working space with a partner.
Okay.
So that was a good investment for the long term because we had a huge bank loan, but when we repaid,
the appreciation from 2012 to now is probably 3-4 times.
So we bought it 2018. So
okay. Only 2.5 times then, probably.
Maybe. yeah. Actually, we exited from 2016 actually from Tele, so that's when we get the.
Yeah, because you had the earnout, right?
Yeah.
With us was the same. Like, we did also earnout in our company.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
In a much smaller scale than yours. So.
Yeah. And then I had an idea one day because I was reading lots about saving the planet. So I said maybe it's good, and the kids loved the idea, so we decided to grow insects. So maybe some of you heard about this. Crazy guys in a company called Nasecomo. That's me and my friends. And so we look at
black soldier flies are your best friends.
You've been here, yeah.
I know. I've been in the factory.
You've been in the
twice.
Exactly. We saw that in other countries, and specifically in France, was a very a new industry was growing, and people were raising like crazy money, like 100 million euros to build insect farms. So I started to look at that, like, what was this crazy story about? I knew nothing about insects, so I started to read a lot, etc. And then I spoke to one of my friends, who is a biologist, and he asked, "Do you know anything about insects?" He said, "No." "You have time?" "Yes." "Okay, so read this." So he read the stuff, and a week later, he came, "Wow, maybe there's a potential for business." So we started to study. We had a few calls. There was very few companies in the world doing that, so we tried to connect with the guys, etc. And after 6 months, we decided, let's go. So we rented a place outside of Sofia. We bought insects on the internet.
Please speak a bit louder because the blonde lady there doesn't hear. I suppose the
And my voice is not very loud as well.
No. I just want to motivate him. She's blonde, you're a man. Yeah, not that motivating, that's why. No, he likes blonde. I know his wife, so he likes blonde.
Okay.
We can try. Where are the microphones? Can you give us some? There are the microphones. Can you pass it on? Right there. Sorry for interruption.
No problem with that. Okay. Water.
You need to switch it on somehow. There you go.
Oh.
There you go.
Can you hear me now? Yeah, good.
In a minute. You good? For the blonde lady, are you good? Thank you.
Okay, so we were talking about this insect story, and just to give you the frame, why we did that, because we thought that it was a good idea to use the basic story about growing insects, that you use waste streams from agro-industry to transform them with insect into feed ingredients for animals. And the biggest challenge is there was no technology for that, so we started to build our own technology. And now the technology is ready, it's working, and we decided we're going to sell the technology, because selling the product and producing and selling requires huge investment.
Would you allow me just to elaborate, or you can elaborate a bit? Like it's a factory, guys. Like you have to imagine, like
the real stuff. It's not a software. Huh?
No. It's hardware for sure, and it's big. Like you have to imagine. It's too loud probably, but like it's a few holes like this, probably like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 holes like this.
5,000 square meters.
5,000 square meters, and it's like huge blocks and machines moving and some flies being eaten, smashed, like paste and eggs and I don't know.
Lots of stuff. Huh?
Lots of stuff.
Yeah. No, but it's fascinating. I've learned so much about, I'm not a biologist, but I've learned so much about this small insect, about all the insects. And the very interesting thing, it's a completely new industry that started from scratch 10 years ago. So we've seen it, we are one of the pioneers in this industry. We've seen the ups and downs. There's lots of challenges. It's very similar to, people know the vertical farming industry. There were a huge investment, and 90% of the company failed. In our industries, it's not far away. We have not failed yet.
But you have to imagine, like they have like this department where they have this under microscope, like very, very specific things that how they can lay more eggs and so on.
Yeah, we have what we call a genetic selection program.
Exactly, yeah.
So in Europe, we're not allowed to do genetic modification, but we're allowed to do genetic selection, which is a completely natural process. And
no ninja flies.
Yeah, but if you just look, at the chicken industry, the average weight of the chicken went from like 600-700 grams to 4 kilograms over the last 50 years. And that's because of the genetic selection program. So we did the same with the flies. Not yet 5 kilograms, but we have some hope.
and like it will be interesting to say, like, did you invest, like I'm sure you invested part of your own money, and then I know that you gathered like a few rounds of external cash, like VCs and angel investors. I know a few of them, but like now after such a long time, and what you told me, like that it's very hard right now. Are you still feeling financially free?
So I've been prudent, with the CFO looking at what we're doing. So no. I've been investing significant amount, but still not as significant as I could, because I saw that you have to put your eggs in different baskets. So that's it. But I invested significant amount of my time for the last 9 years.
But did that make you happy? Because like, if I talk about financial freedom, I discovered, because I went through some very interesting transformational period for the last 2 years. And I discovered that basically financial freedom by itself is useless for me. because being financially free makes you exactly lazy. Probably you sleep and you like if you travel the world, it might be interesting, but then you could do much more than that if you want to, of course, if you have the calling. So for me, like I understood that like it's being happy, like and happiness for me means being authentic, doing the things I want to do, being free for sure, and doing good, right? This is me. I mean, you have your own souls, you have other callings, right? And the thing is, are you still all of those things? Being financially free, did you enjoy these 9 years? Were you happy during these 9 years?
Oh, of course, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think being independent, yeah, for me, it's, you call it financially free or what, but being independent, doing what you want when you want, it's very important for me. And I have this, and I will continue to have this. But in business, you have challenge all the time. Whatever you do, if you're in the business, sometimes works, sometimes doesn't work. So you have to ups and downs.
Hey, we have a very famous football player. Sometimes win, sometimes lose. So. But it's like for me, it would be interesting, like because these 9 years, I think they are great because you did what you loved. You gave purpose to many people because I know a few people from your older company came with you to Nasecomo. I know because some of them are my ex-classmates from my high school, right? And the thing is, it's a time that you really enjoyed. And as an entrepreneur, I think like what I discovered is you take a lot of risks, right? But you basically never take a risk that could destroy you. So if you live in a house, you should not actually put a mortgage on your house where you live because you might lose it because entrepreneurship is risky. So you didn't put all your baskets, so this would not destroy you. You can still move on, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. Okay, let me look at my questions now.
I said I've been investing in several businesses, so to make sure that we have different ideas and different opportunities going forward.
Yeah, this is actually the next question I wrote. I must have been very smart when I wrote this one, not anymore like that. Is there a version of retired Xavier you tried and you rejected? The sleeping Xavier?
For about 2 days, yeah.
Only 2 days?
But the kids, they wake up early, yeah? So take them to school, etc. So no, not yet, but maybe soon. We'll see.
Okay, I'm gonna like now try my best. But if for some reason this really goes south, are you going to retire or you want to do it again?
I'll do it again.
Okay, so no retirement.
No, but you need to find the right thing, yeah. I mean, looking at something that is interesting. So I'm not interested to do some business just to make money, like you importing all your stuff from UAE and selling it. That's not for me.
Yeah. But what would you do, like, if it was not this one? Would you do something that is like very much, not so much about, because like producing protein is more like business, but would you do something that is more like, how do you call it, social entrepreneurship, like that's more caring about the people, not so much about the profit, because you can enjoy this, or it's gonna be business? And if it's business, what's gonna be?
So I haven't thought about it. It's not yet the time for that, so I can't really answer to you, but I'll think about it.
What does your wife think about it? Because she's the boss, like the financial boss.
She's very prudent. You think about being ready for the future, and in Bulgaria we don't have a very big pension like in maybe in other countries. So I think everybody has this mindset to be careful. You also want to ensure security for your kids, the school fees, etc., for university. So that was one of the main things that wanted to be sure that that's okay. And then she trusts me on the startup investment.
She trusts you?
Yeah. But some have failed, but it's normal, yeah? Startups.
Also, as an entrepreneur, even in one company, many initiatives just don't succeed, right?
Yeah.
So it's many startups or whatever. It's always like you hope that 6 out of 10 will be good.
Well, 6 out of 10 is good because you know the VC's rate. It's, 1 out of 10 maybe is good.
Yeah.
So I'm better than that with my 15 for so far. So, but I had a few one that went down.
Are you investing in a specific area that you understand, or you're scattered like in many different industries?
I invest only if I understand. If I don't understand, I think it's not worth. I can't invest because, like all these, let's say the AI thing. There's so many opportunities. I don't know where to invest. So apart from buying stocks of Google, okay, that I can understand. But going investing in startup in AI, I cannot do that.
Which areas are those that were invested?
Everything around sustainability, I would say,
Okay.
it's important for me. So that's
So you do care
my
about
social.
it.
Yeah, of course. So I invested in companies that are across, let's say, Como, for example, invest in companies that are doing sustainable pet food, invest in company in the renewable energies, developing software platforms for renewable energies, solution for cooling solution for data centers. So it's a bit of mix of.
So you're close to AI, basically.
Yeah,
right?
they were not close, but now they're getting close to that. Yeah.
Okay. So like being financially free, in my mind at least, is that you can do like mostly things that you like. But this means that you say no to things you don't like or you don't want to do. So what are the things that you say no being financially free? What are the things that you don't do that you would have to do or you had to do before?
I had to do before. I think sometimes lazy not to going on business trips. Yeah, if someone else can go in instead of you, you don't like it. That's the good things. Give me an example.
Well, like what we discussed, I do the same. For instance, I don't have to wake up with an alarm, like for years now. And this is, to be honest, like one of the things I mostly enjoy in my life. And I know that it's the same for you. You just said it, right? Like you don't wake up. I think this is a big, big thing. This is a big thing in me, like, because I think most of the people don't sleep enough. Like I think it's one of the big problems, right? And your nervous system needs sleep, right?
Yeah, but I still wake up early. Yeah?
You do?
Yeah.
What time?
7.
Okay, that's
It's not early, but maybe for some, but for me it is.
Without the alarm, it's early.
Yeah.
Okay, and what are the things that you say no to? Like, do you like people? Are you more selective with people, with things you do? Like,
I haven't changed. It seems same humble guy as you said, and
you are.
Yeah. No, I'm very careful on investment, for example. And one thing I've noticed, I mentioned about my company and that like 3 failures last year. A company went bankrupt in my portfolio, and there were 3 companies that was from friends of mine. So I start to think, why is that? Because I get to invest in a company. I've never met the guy, but they do good pitch, etc., and they go well. And this guy, I know them so well, and the company fails and looks very good on the paper.
Okay.
So I thought maybe I've not been thorough enough because that's people I trust. So that's something I'm going to change.
You have to know he's being in like as a consultant, and he's being working also with many very known people in Bulgaria. He didn't mention names, but I know because I know his full story. We've talked about. Yeah, I mean, like one of the guys you worked with side by side was the main CEO of Unicredit Bulbank for like many years, right? And he's a like very famous figure in Bulgaria.
That's true.
Yeah.
But it was a long time ago.
It's strange. You're only 35 and it's a long time ago, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I was 5 at this time.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, but it's a small country, so very quickly, it's good about being in Bulgaria. You can meet a lot of people quick and get a good network.
One of the questions actually, when I founded the club actually, and this is also on the homepage, and I'm asking myself this very often now because like my transformation was very powerful for 2 years. Now it's still moving, but it's not so fast, let's say, so I can think and I have my memory back. It's really nice, but I'm asking myself almost every day, but at least 2-3 times a week, how much is enough? Do you have an answer to that? Because you said that you never rest. Do you know how much is enough? Is there such a thing as enough?
I don't think you need to care about how much is enough. And how much is enough is to pay your bill for the month. Yeah. I have no idea, and I really don't care. Enough is to feel comfortable. I don't drive the Porsche or whatever. I'm not interested.
That's true. I'll tell you a very funny story about it.
About yours?
No. I wanted to buy a car from you, remember?
No, okay. Yeah.
You don't? I remember. Okay.
I don't like fancy cars. So.
True. No, it's like Xavier, I think he still drives a Volvo, or at least he drove this like for 10 years or more, like 2 different models.
You've changed it.
You've changed it? What do you drive now?
Volvo.
Volvo, okay, you haven't changed that. Okay, he drove like XC90. So I wanted to buy such a car and he wanted to sell his car. So you can imagine this is the CEO of like, I lied to you guys. So not 4,000 people, 5,000 people, okay? And this guy selling his car, and the car was like, I don't know, 10 years old, probably, something like that. Still very intact, great car, but nothing fancy, right? And he sells the car and he sells it by himself. Okay, because I'm a nice person and he wants to meet me and we have a coffee, but like it's a completely normal car. And this is how I knew him like all through the years. That's why I said he's very humble, because I'm sure he can afford much more than that. But it's not about the cars, it's not about how much you show, it's what you do, right? And that's why I remember your car like it was in the parking space underneath the mall, like where your office was, like the mall. I remember we went there, just normal car. I remember, and this is where you can drive your 3 kids, right? This is why I wanted, like I have 2, but at that time I also had the grandmother and the grandfather also driving with us all the time, so we need a bigger car, so with like 6 spots, right? Yeah, but how much is enough actually meant something else. It's like, because for most of the people, every day feels like survival. Even if they have a lot, even if they drive Porsches, every deal, every conversation is like survival. It's death or win. Like there's no way to go back, you know? Even they have enough, whatever this is. Like they can pay their bills, they can pay their Porsches, and it's still not enough. They still fight with each problem as if it's survival, and they cannot really appreciate what they have. And this is why I say enough. How much is enough? Do you appreciate what you have? Because yes, you say you continue because you want to work, but not because you have to, and not because it's survival. So that's why. Have you established how much is enough, and from where it's more fun because it's more a game?
Well, I think, as you said, enough is when you don't need to work. So for me, that if I want, I don't need to work, but I work because I like it. That's it.
You work because you like it?
Yeah, I like to do things. The people like to do home improvement, for example, and people like to do gardening. I don't like it, so I have to get busy with something.
So your hobby is working?
Yes, kind of, yeah, but to some extent, because I call it working, but for me it's learning, reading lots of stuff, and learning lots of stuff. But studying project, for me that's my hobby.
Any other hobbies?
Sports, yeah.
Sports, yeah, you do a lot of sports for sure. Yeah. Any other?
Traveling. I do lots of traveling, yeah.
But not for business, as we understood. Somebody else should do the working.
I like the business travel, but this 3 a.m. flight, if I can avoid it, it's better. But,
3 a.m. flight, I never had this, but yeah.
5, okay.
Okay. If you could do this again, what you've done like through the years, would you do it differently?
Well, certainly, but I don't know how. It's all things are matters of chance or luck. Yeah. So opportunity appears, you take, you don't, and sometimes you succeed, sometimes you don't. But I had no plan when I came to Bulgaria 35 years ago. So
When you were 5.
yeah, I didn't thought that I'd stay here for so many years.
I'm sure Olia played a big role in that.
Well, she didn't want to come back. No, but for sure, yeah, definitely.
No, but like, I mean, are there like big moments in life that there I did something that if I now have the chance, will totally do differently, like 1, 2, 3 things, like big things. And if there are those, it will be interesting to know what are those places and what would you do?
Yeah, maybe there's some, the way you manage businesses. Sometimes you think that you should change things. So I did most of my companies with friends. We started all the companies with friends. And at the beginning is very good, but at some point you have problems because friends are different lines, And one of the business I did in education a few years ago is that, again, with a friend, but we put the framework from the beginning. It was very clear who does what and who get paid what, etc. And that has worked very well. In other businesses, that sometimes is always, I'm sure you know that the guys are working more for me than you, etc. And you start to fight and it can end up well or not well. And so I've seen that several times happening. And I think I've learned my lessons here. So that's something I will do different in the future.
Mm-hmm. So basically what you're saying is put the framework from the beginning, and this makes the chances higher to work well.
Yeah, I think the expectation, set the expectation, yeah.
Okay, this is business, but is there something in your private life that you would do differently? Because like now you are financially free from the moment you got to be financially. Is there something that you could have done better, more, less?
I think I could have spent more time with my kids because, I've been working hard and I'm already busy and we spend a lot of time on holidays, but, during the education, supporting maybe, I decided they're smart, they'll manage themselves, but maybe I could have helped them more. That's definitely something I'm thinking. Spend more time doing sport with them, so I'm changing now. So I'm taking my younger kid to run or bike, as my father did with me.
Okay.
I think that's things I should do. I should have done more.
I understand that quite well. Like my son he's 12 now, and the first 3 years I totally missed with him. Like totally. Like I saw him on Sundays, like for 2-3 hours. That was something like was not much fun. And then my daughter came to world, and then I can do this differently. But I totally feel for that. I know what you mean. Yeah. Because we're on the topic of kids, like, do you try to put kids in your shoes? Like, do you try to put them in the path that you went? Like, for them to be entrepreneurs, to be business people, to do like I don't know, some funny, interesting stuff,
Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, no. I've seen that's an example I had from several of my friends in France or in other countries where they were part of a family business and suddenly they had no choice but work in the family business. And for some people it was good, for some people it was not good. So what I've decided is I don't want to have a family business to give to my kids and build an empire.
So no legacy to transmit.
Sorry?
No legacy to build and to pass on.
Yeah, it's been what I've thought so far. Maybe I change one day, but I don't know when. But I thought I want them to be free to do what they want. And so they don't feel responsible of, carrying the legacy they want. Maybe they want something different. I never spoke with them about that, but I think there's so many opportunities in the world. So I said, you choose what you want. If you want to work with us, okay, but go around the world, find what you can do, go to INSEAD and meet people and try things. Try as many things as you can.
Yeah, probably you should know, like, how we get to know each other was like Xavier interviewed me like when I was applying for INSEAD so many years ago.
You said 17 years ago.
17 years ago, right? And since then, we've been in contact. Also, like at the interview, like apparently he liked me. I don't know why. And he also invited his wife. So I know Olia and him for 17 years. Like at the interview, it was really cool. The second interview was not that cool, to be honest, right? But it apparently still positive.
Who was that?
I don't remember. I need to look at that. I need to look at it. I don't remember who was. It was not like a bad guy or something, but if I don't remember, like it was not that good for sure. If you want to describe yourself to your kids now, let's say you say not in one sentence, so many sentences as you want, but like, how would you describe yourself to them, and then what would you like to pass on to them, like from all that you've done? Because like, I mean, like people here understood like how many things you've done and how much you have achieved basically, and then what would you pass on to them, like from all what we heard right now?
Well, what I'm trying to pass on to my kids is first and foremost very good, ethics. Ethics in life, ethics in business. I think this is the most important thing they should remember. Good manners, I would call it. Say thank you, hello, how are you? That for me is the basic of any society, and if you don't have that, nothing will work. So that's the first thing they want them to have. Second thing is tell them that everything is possible. So as far as you try and you work and you try, you succeed. And what I'm showing them every day, we did something which were not easy, and we succeed at some point. So they've seen that, obviously. And I want them to understand that hard work pays. I think that's two good things.
Okay. When did you reach actually the financial freedom moment? How long has it been so far?
I guess 9 years.
9 years? Okay.
10 years maybe.
Okay. So for 9 years, you could turn around and say, okay, like how do you fuck your money? Okay. No, I'm not gonna ask this one. So I think like we showed like a lot of what you've done and how you moved on, but like one last question that and probably then we can give the microphone to the people that are here if I'm sure they have some questions, but like because we touched the topic of Bulgaria, like and for me, like I love it here, like with all the problems and we have problems with politicians, but politicians everywhere have problems with the pods and the streets and whatever, right? But you decide what type of, oh, there we have politicians among us too, so. But like, you decide what type of problems you want to solve depending on where you live, okay? In Germany, you have to deal with society, okay? It's not my society, for instance. In France, there's something else. In America, there's something else. In China, there's Big Brother, whatever. Like in Bulgaria, you have, I don't know, politicians, street pods, whatever. But would you like, because now you can choose, you could choose before because you're French citizen, but would you stay in Bulgaria? And the second part of the questions is, where would you like your kids to live their lives?
Well, I've been in Bulgaria for so many years, and I think I'll stay here because I stay here because this is where I find my balance. So I have my friends, my businesses. I enjoy the mountain, and I think this is the right place for me. I can be in many other places, but I wouldn't feel so good. So for me, it's a fantastic place to live in Bulgaria, and I love it. So there's no way I'm going to go somewhere else. We had this discussion with my wife. When the kids are grown up, what are we going to do? We stay here, we go somewhere else.
She still wants to go back to Paris.
Yeah, she goes back. But we feel comfortable here. The kids, that's a tough question, I think, and they should answer. But I see that they like it very much here, and quite naturally they go to study, maybe abroad. And I told them, you should work a few years outside of the country or in big corporation to learn stuff, and then you can come back here and do something. And I'll be delighted to have my kids around me, obviously. I think all the parents want that at some point. What about yours?
To be honest, I don't know about them. I'm for instance, I decided not for them to go to private school. I decided to go to the state school, right? And if they want to go later on into university, I'm gonna help them for that, like probably like something outside of Bulgaria. But for me, like for them to grow up in the usual setting, not to say the normal setting, the usual setting in Bulgaria, if they're in Bulgaria, they should do this. And it has its positive and negative parts, right? And I definitely think it's worth it that they go somewhere to study or like for some years or work somewhere just to be citizens of the world, you know? So I think this is like, I'm listening to history lectures right now, like podcasts, right? I have a professor I really like, Roy Casagranda. It's an amazing guy, you know. He tells the stories so good, like, and I think one of the biggest problems in Europe is the nationalism we have, and this is the reason why we had the First World War, the Second World War, here the Balkan Wars, like because me is better than you for some reason, I don't know, or you is better than me for some reason because you're French or because I'm Bulgarian. Doesn't work like that usually, right? It's just a way to move people, right? So I think the more people know, the more people go to other places, they are less nationalist, I think, or they're less possible to be spiraled down in some conspiracy, for instance, right? And also like to see that in Bulgaria, we don't have it so bad. Because many people that haven't been to other countries or just tourists, they think, oh, in Bulgaria it's so bad. You know, if it was France, oh, it was so good. Or Germany, oh, amazing. You know, but it's not like that, you know. And the more we travel, the more we see, we have it quite good here because it's like quite safe. It's like we don't have people that are on the streets, so many beggars, or you walk like as women, right? 2:00 in the morning, and it's still safe, right? Okay, if you feel safe, I don't know, but for me, it feels rather safe, and this is what I hear from friends of mine. It's not the same in Germany, for instance, right?
It's not the same in France. Many places, yeah. I don't know.
Paris.
Don't know if it's Paris, but outside of Paris. But I think you're right. Bulgaria has lots of good things, and safety is one good thing about the country. I think the population is relatively homogeneous compared to other countries, and that helps. You know, I've met so many foreigners coming to Bulgaria with all these years, and they either hate it or love it. And lots of people come and they never leave. I see Irene now here, and they come as expat for a couple of years, 3 years, and then they, oh shit, I don't want to go to the next country. So they try to find a job or they buy a flat here. So many of my friends have flats because they thought they will come back. So that's one thing. And the very few that hate it, it's maybe the German, I don't know. They don't like the streets.
No, Germans love it. Usually, there's a few.
Usually. But we had a few guys that didn't like it.
They don't behave German in Bulgaria. Like you can understand they're German.
But you know, when we had the call point business, the call center business, for the first few years we were hiring Bulgarian speaking foreign languages, and you know the business was growing like crazy. And you know 10, 20, 50, 200, 1,000, 2,000 people, and you cannot find the people because this is also a business that there's a big turnaround. People don't stay 4 years, they stay 1 year, 2 years. So we need to recruit people all the time. And I had an idea. I said, well, we cannot find Bulgarian enough Bulgarian to speak German and French, but maybe we can find French people out of job or German coming to Bulgaria because there's big unemployment. And we started campaign, we work with recruitment agencies, and it's been a huge success. And we had like maybe 20% of the staff, which were foreigners when I left the company.
Even Swedish people, I remember you told me about.
The Swedish girl worked for you, yeah. No, we had people from all over the world. And that works well, and this continues, and then everybody did the same after that. So we have a huge community of foreigners here in Bulgaria. So I know the French, the hundreds of French young guy that works here, which kind of double the contingent of French citizens in Sofia almost. And that's nice, and they popularizing in the country. The Erasmus program, I think, is a fantastic thing. You're talking about people in between countries not fighting. I think this is helping a lot, and definitely.
I have 2 more questions, and then I leave you to. So, guys, think about your questions. But first of all, is for me, would be very interesting. I think also for the people, how does an everyday or a week of your schedule look like as a financially free person that still loves to work, gets up without an alarm?
You're going to be disappointed. No, I work about 5 days a week. Yeah, you see,
Boring.
Maybe 6 sometimes. But I spend a lot of time reading and researching. So I spend my first couple of hours usually reading stuff, and then depends. I meet people for lunch. I go to my factory. Depending on how much load work we've got, review investment opportunities, discuss with companies where I have some investments. Trying to do lots of different stuff. Sometimes too much. Yeah.
Do you take more time off, like travel a lot, like, I don't know, 3 months in Australia or stuff?
Not 3 months, but it takes some time. Our kids are in the French school. We have a lot of holidays, so we try to take the whole holidays with the kids all the time. So, yeah.
Cool. Last question from me. And when you got to be financially free 9 years ago, do you think of something that you wanted to change and it's still being with you in the back of your head, but you still haven't changed something big, something that you still haven't, let's say, executed on the things you could and anything you should? Something that still remains?
Tough question at the end. I didn't prepare that one.
I didn't send this one.
Yeah. No, that's not. I did nothing specific in mind. I think just continue doing the same thing and doing interesting stuff. For me, that's the most important. Supporting communities. I mentioned also investment in education. I think it's important. Supporting several associations, non-profits, as much as I can, because there's good people doing community job, and I'm not this kind of person who can help too much. I don't have the patience for that, but I can help them in other ways, so I do.
Great, thanks. Okay, guys, so now do we have questions? We have.
I have 3 questions.
Okay,
perfect.
I don't know if I need this.
Thank you so much for sharing this evening with us. My first question is, if you speak of financial freedom, what is your most important quality or skill or mindset, if you would like, that enabled you to be financially free?
Going to repeat maybe.
Okay, what is the skill that you have that it would be most important to get to be financially free? Thank you.
I think it's a mixture of many things. I'll start with a bit of luck, but luck doesn't come alone, but you have to make the luck happen. I said hardworking, I think, and that's important. Never give up. I run marathons, so I never give up. And even if it's hard, you continue and you find solution for things. Listening to people, understanding what are the needs, why they're here, and it's all about negotiation. Yeah, and making sure you can get the right deal that everybody is happy with. So you and the other parties, for example, so that it works.
Thank you. My second question is, what is the one thing that you believed before about money that you don't believe anymore?
I repeat, just like, what is the thing about money that you believed before that you don't believe anymore, right?
I think it's funny, but it's as you said, you believe that you have a lot of money, you don't care about money anymore. But it's not true. I think people that with a lot of money care a lot about their money because they think they can lose it, or they want more, or whatever reason. But it's not because you have money that you don't care about money. I think that's unfortunately. You still need to look at what's happening.
So big money, big problems.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I see other people with a lot of money and they have lots of problems. So I think so.
And last question, very important in today's world. I don't know how big your children are, but in this time that we live, what you would like them to really learn and study?
I told them to study something scientific, yeah, and obviously we're looking at something that have as a future. So it's challenging. So my older boy he's studying mechanical engineering, and he likes everything but computers. So he likes to make things to work in a workshop. So I think that's the best job for the future because we will need plumbers at some point, and AI won't do your plumbing, I think. So,
thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Welcome.
Other questions?
I don't need a mic.
Excellent.
Do it.
No, it's okay.
How many businesses do you have which you are actively involved in? I mean, on daily operational basis.
I know why you're asking this one. I know. We are business partners. That's
I
why.
understand. Just one.
And I haven't bribed him, I haven't bribed him. It's his sincere.
You have to tell me after.
What do you do with your ideas about business?
Well, I try to see why they are good or bad ideas, and I speak to a few people, through friends, to see what they think about it.
If you decide that it's good, what would you do?
Yeah, so the best thing is to find someone that can help you with that idea. So one of our business, and the one I was mentioning earlier, when we decided to go into education, I partnered with a friend and former colleagues, and he's running the business. I mean, but I'm very much involved. We have weekly discussions, meeting, and understanding how things are going on. So there's 3-4 business one I'm quite involved, but the other one I'm just a passive investor.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Just a little bit to that question. So how do you see your role? Is your role as a CEO different now in your company as a company that you're mostly involved in, I guess, versus, what was your role like when you were in your previous business, when the call center business where you were not financially independent? Is your role different or?
Actually, it's different because I'm not the CEO, I'm the chairman. So I have one of my...
You're a bigger boss than the big boss.
What are the things that you get involved in?
Yeah, good thing because we have my business partner is the CEO now, and so I get to choose what I like. So I like doing business development. I like meeting new people, studying some ideas. I do a little bit of financial control because I understand finance, and maybe my partner does not that much, so I want to know what's going on. I talk to investors, and I'm raising funds for the company. That's my main job, I would say. I have a network, and people trust me, and so that's, but much less in operational role. I don't want to be, so I don't think I'm good enough for them to do that. So in that case.
In the past, were you more involved in operations?
Yes, I mean, now call center business with 5,000 people and many operational people. So I was not in charge of operation. I was maybe the first 2 weeks, and my wife came and she took over because she said, you cannot do that. And I was more in the sales part, sales marketing.
Thank you.
Is there something that you think you should have done differently, that maybe you regret and say, no, that was a mistake, I should have done it differently?
I guess many things. I think we touch upon a few ideas, but in business specifically, defining well framework.
You're also private.
Also private, yeah.
That is quite connected.
It is. Privately,
But business or private, you decide, basically.
Yeah. But what I was saying, if we talk business, it's about, having clear framework when you work with different people, always, not from time to time, but always, whatever you're working with, friends, non-friends. I think that's important. I would say also be very thorough in any kind of analysis of business opportunities, whoever bring them to you, even if it's a much trusted partner.
So basically it happens that you were not so thorough and it was a mistake.
Exactly, yeah, I think so. Privately, but it's difficult to say. Not much more than what we discussed before.
They say it's really hard to find hardworking people in Bulgaria. What about the people working in your company? How do you motivate them, and do you meet with them on a regular basis?
I don't think it's hard to find hardworking people. I think it's hard to motivate people to work hard. So the main challenge is to find people that like what they're doing, and or to bring them something that they would like to do, and to find this matching thing. One of my friend used to say, if you go to the office and you don't, if you like it too much, it's not work. It's not called work, because work, it has to be something that you don't like all the time. So there's things you like, things you don't like, and we need to pass it on to all the people. I think one of the challenge we see that maybe a generational changes, the attention issue that maybe younger people that you may have today, and they want to move very fast in the career and do something like every 6 months change jobs. We've seen that in the past, and but difficult to adapt a company for this kind of scheme.
How do you manage to do that?
Well, I mean, in the call center business, we had structured, the teams, and we created many jobs and many roles. You are a junior 1, junior 3, etc., senior. What they did in audit firms where I was before working. So that's one thing that we did, and we try also to fast track people that are hardworking, and we see that there are a lot of potential. We give them a lot of responsibilities. Krasi, right?
Krasi? No, I know Daniel.
So education.
Yeah. Well, I think so. You could do that. But we had a guy like he started working with us. He was 17 years old, I think. He worked for 2 years. Then he went to study in Germany. Then he came back. And at 21, he had a team of 80 people he was managing. He was the younger of the team, but he was managing the team, and it was very good.
80 people with 21.
Yeah.
Very adventurous.
Yeah, but it worked.
Okay.
My question is about trends and how much do they influence your choices? Because I feel in the beginning when you were talking about the call centers and the archiving companies, it was more of opportunity based, something that you see a business that actually works. And I feel Nasacom is something that is more closer to your heart. And I also feel Nasacom came into a moment where the environment and the planet was quite important in the general organization. And now we see things as healthcare, defense, AI. How much is the trend part of the choice? How much is this important to you? How much does this influence the people you can get funding from? This is generally my question.
Good question.
I thought about it.
No, I would say, I did not then invent anything. So as you said, the business I created, I kind of tried to take something that works somewhere else, you can adapt it. And the first word here, Nasacom, was a bit more complicated because it was not working anywhere, but it was a good idea. So this is why we try to do that. As you say, I mean, I do a lot of research to see what are the trends, what things are going on, and try to understand, where I should go. Because I'm not Elon Musk, so I need to find my way. And I think there's lots of opportunities if you look carefully at what other people are doing and study and with methodology, understand that this makes sense, does it make sense? Okay. And at some point you need to jump. So I've done that a few times and say, okay, I'll try it. Let's see if it works or not, whatever. I put some capital. I said, I'm ready to lose, and let's do that. And if we do lose, then maybe we stop. And as you said, sustainability was very trendy a few years ago. It's, I would say the sustainability premium completely disappeared. The war in Ukraine, the war in Iran, Trump, and that's make life very difficult for sustainable business to grow money, to raise money. But that's life. I mean, at some point you have to face the music, I would say, because you cannot just, do something that does not answer to the market economics just because it's sustainable. So you have to demonstrate that it can be financially sustainable without the sustainability premium. That's what many businesses did not manage to do. One question here.
I have a question, sir. How many times have you failed? How many businesses have you failed?
So I didn't count, but there's no, I count one day. I think there's 3 companies I started and I stopped because I saw that they would not work. But after 6 months, decided doesn't make sense to continue.
Even we discussed once business, if you remember, long time ago, the logistic business where you should take and receive parcels in different locations, different. Remember, it was like very long time.
But we never started it.
No, we never
studied
started
a lot, but we never started.
We talked a lot about it.
Yeah. There's a few we studied a lot, but I don't count them in the 3, I think. But there's 3 that I started, and at some point I said, this will never fly.
Do you mind saying what they are?
Yeah, that was a long time ago, but there were opportunities that we looked at, and we said it's a good opportunity. One was in environmental technologies, like 20 years ago, and wanted to. My job after INSEAD was to work for a big company, was the world leading company in plastic bins for in the streets, garbage bins. It's a huge business. And when I left them and I came here, I decided that there's no garbage bin in the street in Sofia. There were only the metallic ones. So I tried to sell this kind of stuff. So we registered a company with a friend, went to a few tenders. We sold a few thousand bits, I don't know, to Pernik or somewhere. And then we found out that, well, it was completely corrupted and there's no way to do any kind of business here. So we said, okay, we did one deal and that's it. We didn't lose any money. Another one was a few years ago where we look at how to automate tasks. And there was some, I don't remember the way, what was called was before the AI agent and before the AI, there was some software developments around automating some tasks. And we teamed up with an IT guy. We started to look at that and we saw that it started to work. And then we decided that that would be too much work to get to some level interesting. And 2 years later, the AI killed everything. So it was a good one.
You said you read every day different things. What do you read mainly?
I read newspapers, or online newspapers, yeah, from business newspapers, different languages. I read lots of newsletters, lots around agtech, agriculture, and the things I'm much involved in, about who's financing what are the new innovation. I tried to read about AI, but it's a bit complicated for me from time to time. Too many things changing too fast. I read books, so like old books.
Now at this moment, what book do you read at home?
Thrillers,
Romantic books?
No, that's romantic. Story about people getting killed, stuff like that, you know. Yeah, that give me some peace of mind.
So you go with your desk, and which is the best source that you go to read business and things?
The best source? I don't think there's the best source. There's a combination of sources, you know. But with The Economist, for example, I think it's a very good source. Financial Times, Wall Street Journal, whatever, the French equivalent of these. I read a bit of the Bergen press as well. Yeah.
I have a question. I noticed that you said that all of your businesses you've done with your friends. So do you think that that is an important factor to start a business, to work with somebody that you already know personally? Or do you think it's better to work with somebody that is like on a high level professional in the field that you're interested in? Because I actually started my company with a friend of mine, and I noticed that sometimes it's very hard to reach a conclusion on some topic or give her negative feedback because she's also my friend and I value our friendship. And yeah, how do you handle these situations and relationships, basically?
So congratulations on starting a business. And I think you pointed out the problem. And I think I had the same problem many times. And what I'm saying is, you know, trying to put a framework around the relationship it's not easy, but I think everybody has some responsibilities. You put them in writing, everybody signs, so you know what you expect from the other people and set the expectation. I expect you to do that. What do you expect me to do? I had a friend, he had some love story, and for 6 months he was coming in the office like 2 hours every 2 days, and was in charge of sales. Well, it was very difficult to do business. He was not coming when the customer were visiting, etc. So we had a tough discussion. But then things came back in place. So that's a way to manage that.
Did you ever have a fallout with someone that you're not speaking anymore because you had really challenges?
We had period we were not speaking for some time, but then we managed to fix it. And I think you need to step aside and look at things. It's very stupid to stop talking to people for some business things, and let's try to fix things. And Sometimes you ask a common friend to help, but it's not easy as well.
So in your opinion, it's a good practice to work with friends?
I'd say it's an easy practice. For me, it's been easy because I have an idea. I'm looking for someone to help me and say, what do you do now? Let's have a look at that, and maybe something we can do together. But it's not every day you have friends like this who are available or wants to jump into a new project. But the thing is that you trust your friend, and you know them pretty well about what they do good and bad. So it's even better because you start much faster. But then you can reach a plateau because you don't have the necessary skills inside the team.
Okay, and last question. I've heard that there is kind of like a stigma or rumor that non-Bulgarian business owners that are like relatively small scale, they experience a lot of outside influences, some competitors or government or just regulations or institutions are trying to interfere with the development of their business. Have you ever experienced that?
So I would say we never experienced some such influence, people trying to steal our business or ask for something, especially with the call center business, never any issues. I think people didn't understand what we were doing, so that was the main reason. With Nasikomo, we had some issues. You've heard about it, and it was some external factors, I would say, and people trying to, it's not only government, but other people as well. But what we've noticed is that I think we are the most controlled company in Bulgaria, Nasikomo, from the Ministry of Agriculture. Like every week, we have somebody to control what we're doing. So it takes us a lot of our energy and time. And this is because we're doing something innovative, and people, they don't understand the innovation, they're scared. And that's a concern. We're trying to adapt to that, and we're accommodating, of course, all these controls. And definitely, the small businesses are, it's much more easier for someone from any kind of agency to come and control small businesses than to go in Varna and ask why there's 200 houses and nothing was controlled any time. So.
What is the actual thing that you're doing with Nasikomo? I didn't understand.
So we are growing insects. So we have a farm where we lots of equipment, but basically we have a reproduction center where we manufacture billions of small insects, small larvae.
Like they have flies, like black soldier flies,
Yeah,
because they look like a soldier.
Exactly, yeah. But the name of the insects is tropical insects, so we grow them into a tropical environment. We feed them with raw material from the sub-product from the agro industry, and from the larvae of the insect we extract protein and oil, which are used into animal feed. Animal feed. So to feed chicken, pets, and fish.
Dog food, for instance. If you allow me, I would like to go back to the previous topic about influences from the government or from external, right? I'm an entrepreneur myself. I had the luck to be in an area where nobody else understands it. Okay, software production, right? But what I see, because I've been also in my previous life in construction, and even it's infrastructure construction, where it has to do a lot with government, like you mostly work with the government. I'm sharing only my opinion, right? It's if you work with the government or you're in a highly regulated sector, it's difficult because you have to do with the government, and it's everywhere in the world. There are unwritten rules, put it this way. They are conglomerates that work together for some reason. It's not always corruption, it's mostly interests, okay? But if you go in these sectors, this is one of the problems you have to solve. When you go to a sector, you choose what problems you solve. When I go to software business, at least for the time I was there, this was bloody ocean. Like not blue ocean as we know the strategy, it's red ocean. Like you have like thousands of competitors. I had to deal with that. If you go into infrastructure construction, you have like 20 competitors.
but all of them are somehow interrelated, connected, whatever. You have to deal with that. If you go into innovation, nobody understands it, and people are scared of it because they know what exactly you're talking about, and you're building a factory, and then the people around it are scared that it's going to smell or something else, or they want the plot to build their own living blocks, for instance, could also be a fact, right? You have to deal with that. So where you go is the things you have to solve, right? And it's like a barrier to enter. And the other thing is, because we're talking about Bulgaria, I've heard also these stories, and some of them I know firsthand are true, but it's mostly, and this is again, I'm sharing only my experience and my opinion, there might be somebody else, but it's none of these businesses were really clear businesses. They all have gone past the limits, you know? And if you go past the limit and you do something that is against the regulations, and let's say you do it for 10 years, and you think, oh, I've done it for 10 years, it's been fine, and in the 11th year, somebody comes and slaps you. Well, sorry, but it was about time.
Well, a lot of people could argue that we do that in order to survive. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to develop the business and continue with the business. Like they cross the border just so we are able to survive.
But why do they have to survive?
That's why I'm robbing banks, you know.
Why do, you know, this is, if I have to survive, like, this is the marketplace and there are regulations. And the thing is, if you have to do something that is against the regulations to survive, why would you kill a person to survive? To feed 20 families? Where do you put the limit? And not to understand me wrong, I'm against corruption. I think it's wrong, but this is how things work. And if you go there, this is how reality is. And you play the game. You go in this direction. If you ask me if I go into construction, I wouldn't go. I wouldn't touch it. Like we've discussed with plumbing, for instance, some project. I said, I don't want to touch it because I know how it's there. But the thing is, again, where do you put the limit? You know? And many things they say it's about survival, but many times it's not about survival, it's by higher profit. So how do you know where's the truth? And if the government comes, it's either it's a regulated area where you have regulation, they can really press you, it's some kind of somebody against, or you've already crossed the line and they got you and then they racketeer you, for instance, for something. It's also possible, right? But this is something you deal with the government, you deal with regulations. Somehow you have to deal with it. Because, sorry for jumping in here, because I hear this a lot. And it's like a stigma, as you said. And many people, especially young people that want to found companies, they're afraid that somebody's come and steal their business. Guys, no. I mean, if you want to do business, you can. Like, you have to solve different problems, right? And this is one of the problems. If you go there, there's something you have to solve, right? But it's not that like every business gets stolen, or like he has a business, like it's not like that.
Okay, so would you give any tangible steps for a young person, how to progress their business, what to be aware of?
You're asking me?
You first.
Like he's the most interesting guy, right? But for me is like know where you're going. Like, and it's not reading books like secondary research as we learn it in the university. It's like, as he said, go and talk to people that have already done it. They will tell you how it's done and what are the problems, and they cannot really prepare you, but you can make a picture of it, and you would know because I've also done sales like he did, right? And sales, we had discussion with Irene today in the morning. If you want to have business, you need sales. You have sales, you have business. You don't have sales, you might have anything you want, you just don't have business. And the thing is, wherever you go, talk to the people that do this so they can tell you how it looks like, how does it feel like. Because many people like right now go to accelerators to be entrepreneurs. And they're like teachers, lecturers, whatever, that have never done business in their lives. They've been something else. I don't know what, I don't want to say that they're not good, they're bad, good, but they're not entrepreneurs. If you want to be an entrepreneur, go talk to entrepreneur, how does it feel like? Because he said like private and business life, there is no differentiation. You have no private life when you're an entrepreneur. Just no such thing like that. So the thing is, go and talk to the people and make yourself. But like people that have done it, they still have the companies. They fight for the survival, as we say, or for the thriving of the companies. They have employees or they're single entrepreneurs, whatever. But they're doing this for a few years. Like this is how you understand it.
I think you did perfect. But yeah, you need sales. The guy from TELUS, and they bought our business. The only thing I remember from this guy, the CEO, he was saying, in business there's two functions: sales and support to sales, and that's it. And for me, it resonates a lot because you know, as a sales, you don't need the support.
Hey guys, can I have an input, because work really gave us structural. It's very structural always. But I was listening to Xavier, so I think he said the most important quality of every entrepreneur. You say it yourself, and I think this is the most important quality. You said the mindset. Nothing is impossible.
Yeah.
Since nothing is impossible, I don't care if it will be sales, it will be production. Everything is possible. You just have to find a way how to do it. So I think this is the most important mindset for the entrepreneur.
Cool. So
I think we are now in the thoughts exchange mode, and we should continue to the rest of it, right?
Questions for Xavier? Oh, there you go. Before.
So my question is, what do you think of traditional education such as universities?
Do we need the MBA to become entrepreneurs?
Oh, that's a hit. That's a direct hit in my heart. So what do you say?
you need maybe to become an entrepreneur. I needed one, but maybe not everyone.
I needed two.
So if you ask about MBA, I think the good thing about an MBA that, let's say, it opens your mind. For me, that was the most important. And coming to what Plamen was saying, it makes you think that everything is possible.
Did you have any project before MBA?
No, not really. I was an employee in big companies. So after that, what happened is I did my MBA in 2001. So that was the big crisis with the tower going down. And in my promotion in SEAD, you had like half of the people didn't have a job. And that's not the usual thing. Is everybody has 10 job offers. And I was lucky to have 2. And because I had lots more experience than the other guys. And I went to work for a very entrepreneurial German company. And the guy that recruited me, he was also an INSEAD guy, and he told me, "You'll be my assistant." So, what it is? Yeah, I don't know. I'll call you and you do something for me. Oh, fine. And he never called me.
I had this offer too. Like it was about real estate, and they never called me too.
But I took the job, and I sat in an office, and I said, "Well, so what can I do?" And so I went to see the CEO of the local subsidiary. I said, "I can help you because I have some time." He was also an INSEAD guy by chance, so we started to work together. So I started to do lots of things, and I found out that this company was doing like 500 million euro in revenues at almost no structure. They were very profitable on a niche market. Nobody knew about this business, and they are not very good. So I said, "Wow, maybe I can become an entrepreneur." So it was it.
Well, so maybe we can just put it like this, maybe to be able to scale it up like he did. Maybe just
yeah.
Because for small companies, I don't think I get a small company which is fine without me going to the university.
Of course, yeah, of course.
But maybe to scale it up like you do, maybe this is one. But then I'm going to hire some people who are already in there. So.
Okay, it's much easier.
Or you make them your partners. You never know. No, but like. Did he answer your question about or you still need more info?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There is the audience. There are the directors among us.
My intent is to bring the topic back to the sales idea.
that the most sales is the most important part of the business. But there is a contradiction because these sales guys, they need to sell something, right? So my personal view is that the product is the big bang, after which the sales is the byproduct of the product. But there is another logic that sometimes in some businesses, the sales teams tell in a backward loop what the product should do. So is this the case that what you refer to, that if you have this reverse loop where sales actually influences what the product should be, then you're really in the game.
Exactly. I think what I had in mind is that to have a business, you need to have customers. So you need to know what they want. So your product, you cannot go into your room and do a product and try to sell it. You need to find people that what are the needs of the potential customers. This is why the sales is very important. Is you start with finding who's going to buy what people need, who's going to buy it, and then when you build it. That's the way that the build is a support to the sale. That's a way of saying things. But obviously, there's a return loop, and when you get the product, the sales guy is going to push it. But it's very difficult to sell a product that nobody wants, and we all know that.
There's also a third alternative, if you allow me. It was like how we build our company with Georgi, my partner for that company, like the software company. Like, I was going out, I was meeting people, and whatever they needed, I sold it to them. I had no idea what I'm selling. And that's how my Georgi needed to learn like 5-6 different programming languages in probably 3 months, But we started a company, And the thing is, many times an entrepreneur, you sell something that still does not exist. Or it exists only in your mind, or at best in the mind of your customer. And if you can listen closely and you have a good imagination, you can capture that and produce it. I mean, there are books. I remember one specific, but I don't remember the title. It was about, I think, a dentist chair. I'm not sure. But the thing is, there are guys that went to a exhibition, and there was a doctor that told them that he or she needs this dentist chair. And if they had it, they would buy it straight away. And for one night, they built the prototype. I can't remember the book right now. I read it, and this is one of the things that excited me to be an entrepreneur. I thought, great, I can sell something that does not exist, which was the nightmare of Georgi, but this is a different story.
But still, there is the other Steve Jobs perspective, where he says, I don't care what the market wants, because I'm going to tell the market what they need. They don't have it in their mind yet. I know before they know.
It's also kind of sales in the market.
Yes. I believe this is the product-centric design of a business. Sometimes the business, the core, is the product, so the product sells. It's kind of somehow itself. Another times, it's exactly like you say, the sales guys, they collect what is the need, and they reverse and they build the product based
what they can sell.
What need is there.
And somebody can pay for.
So these are two, in my mind, two different types of business. Innovation, according to me, and with Nasikomo, I'm very interested. I believe Nasikomo should be exactly this business where the product was in the center because it was innovation. And maybe the idea which started this innovation, you didn't know what are you going to sell, to whom are you going to sell. But nevertheless, I guess you invested money and effort and resources to build something which you didn't know.
We knew who was the final customer. Yeah, for sure.
So this is very interesting.
One more question, because it's getting close to 9, and then we go for dinner. I'm just going to say lunch, but like dinner, salad. Like, one more question. Do we have somebody?
Check the laptop.
I'm checking the laptop. There is nothing there, right? Welcome to the chat. Okay, this is like automatic. Anybody else? Okay.
Maybe from my side.
Yes, please.
Learn sales, so being educated for MBA, do you have any routines, any literature to read, or you are born as an entrepreneur in sales?
Can you repeat this?
Let's say if you're an introvert person who is very clever, but then you're just thinking architectures and databases, can become.
I'll just repeat it for everybody else and for the people watching. It's like, are you born as an entrepreneur and a sales guy, or you need to learn it somewhere? Are there books that you can learn it from? Because if you're just a smart guy and you think just in a different way, can you learn to be a sales guy entrepreneur, or you have to be born like this, right? Okay.
I don't think that, I don't know about the books. I don't like business books. I never read them. Very boring, usually. But I would not say that you're born as an entrepreneur. I'm a very also, quiet person, but I like to learn to meet people and to understand what they need. So this skill is very helpful in building the needs and understanding what could be the product at the back. So that's my way of doing things. I'm not the outgoing sales guy. I'm trying to sell. I hate that. But I managed to sell because I listen to people. Listen to people, yeah.
I think I love one business book, and it's called The Goal, The Process of Ongoing Optimization, but Elliot Goldratt. It's learned actually at the MBA, if you remember, like in operations management, I think. It's a great book. It's like a fiction book, but it's about business. Okay. Really good. I think this is and there you have a question like this that where most of the people that do business would not understand, would not answer correctly. What is the goal of the business? Do you know? What's the goal of the business? I put you on the spot. Sorry for doing it. Sorry for doing that. But like, I didn't know the answer to that for many years, and I had to read the book. And the goal of the business is to make money. That's the only goal. And I add from myself. This is the American way. Yeah. From myself is to make money long term, which means it has to take care of its employees. It has to take care of all the stakeholders, take care of the environment, because if we do something that's not sustainable, there will be nothing where we can do the business for, right? But there are also many other stuff. And to be honest, I learned to be a sales guy. I was never a sales guy before. I learned because I had to. There was nobody else to do it. And if you ask me right now, I would exclude from my daily routine not only traveling but also sales, because sales is extremely tough job. Even if you love it, even if you're good at it, it's high energy consumption. And for me, the most difficult part was that I could not be myself most of the times. I mean, there are people that could sell authentically, probably. I couldn't. For me, I'm a very empathetic person. And I was always trying to feel what the other person wants and how they want to buy it so I can provide it. And now this is big chunk of my happiness is just being myself. I don't have to satisfy anybody. I just think that you attract the people you should attract by being yourself, which is very difficult as a salesperson. At least it was difficult for me.
But also helps if the product is in demand. If it's in demand, there's a lot of people who can sell, who don't need practical experience or don't need but it's not like they need to study it. If you're in a situation where your service or product isn't in that kind of demand, there are certain things you can do to help yourself. Yet, I don't want to go the cliche route of books, but they definitely help in some kind of like a psychological change to what you ought to be doing different to get to the market you no longer have access to. So I think there's an element of sales that you got to learn. When you are involved with it, I started audit as well. I'm not a great salesman at any sort, but I started audit. I'm doing sales, and I see that there's a lot of things from your regular life that you can, if you sit down and think about them, you can see them monitoring what you do in real work. And the more time you spend thinking about it, I think the better results you get. Maybe not quantitatively, but qualitatively for sure. Which at some point is bound to spring up into qualitative ones.
Thank you for this one. Is there anybody else who wants to say something right now? Because I'm about to close. Because he probably is hungry. I am hungry for sure. Any other questions? Anything else? Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you for invitation and meeting all these nice people and nice questions.
Xavier is also part of the group in WhatsApp. So if somebody wants to shoot him a question and he's in a good mood, he might answer, right? But I can say from experience, from my personal experience, like he's one of the kindest people I really know, and from most humble people I know. Oh, that's true. And this is one of the reasons I invite him. This is like probably one of the highlights for this year, and it's just before the summer pause. It's a people that you don't meet often, right? For once, that because he's working a lot, as you heard, like. But on the other hand, many people in his situation, as he said, would buy Porsches, would do a lot of stuff that is just different, and I would say different than my mindset, right? Because as a mindset is a lot. So thank you all for coming today. Thanks for all the nice questions. We have a table reserved in Borat. I hope it still holds because it was through the app, but I'm sure they will find space for us. And I would really enjoy if we go there as many as we want to and have a salad together and continue the conversation, the mingling and the networking, which is a big part of this group. For you guys too, like you're welcome to join us and to discuss. I'm really happy because you were quite young, right? And it's good that people like you have interest in such topics and would want to join. I mean, I find it really great. Thanks for everybody. See you in September sometime.
Okay. Благодаря.
Аз благодаря. Не му било интересно.